Hi, beautiful humans. Welcome to this reading. I am taking a look at anything at all that is coming towards you. It's useful, it's helpful for you to be aware of that right now, about what is coming towards you. Well, this is coming toward you. My name is Erica. Welcome to my channel, Do You Tarot, if you haven't been here before. I do pick a card readings on here. So what I just did is I shuffled, I got 4 cards. I'm going to be tuning into 4 different general and timeless messages for you all. All you need to do is look at the card once I turn them over and sense your way, sense the nudge or the pull or the drive toward one card over the others, and then head to the timestamp. It'll fast forward you to messages that are intended to be, like I said, very helpful. Group number 1, card 1 is authority. Group 2, change. Group 3, earth. And group 4, miracle. Okay. Also, in case you guys are pulled to numbers, group 1 is 10, group 2, 12, group 3, 24, and group 4, 33. So check that out too. Okay, trust. Feel the nudge, head to the timestamp, fast forward. I'll see you there in your messages about what is coming toward you right now. Beautiful humans. In group 1, you all were drawn to this authority card. So these are your messages about what is coming towards you. And right away, almost like there's this energy of 3 on the card. I'm being drawn to 3 different things that are occurring that is coming towards you. 1 is working through a situation with another person. Let's just call it an energy if it's not another person, but working through a situation. The other is that I feel as if what is coming towards you is having another party involved in the matter. So now it's not going to be just you and the other. It's going to be you, the other, and a third energy involved in this. And then the third aspect of your message about what is coming towards you, and I haven't even read what's on the card yet, is your heightened, I'm hearing elevation of your energy level. Interesting. Okay, I was going to say your heightened authority because you're drawn to the authority card and it does feel like that. And now I forget the words that I was kind of forced to channel. It's like, sorry, I was going to say authority and then like the channeling took over my mouth and now I forget what the words even were that came out of my mouth. So I'm going to read your card. There's something about it. Yeah, that was it. Elevation of your energy level. In this situation, it's almost as if you've been subdued or submissive. And so then your authority is growing in the form of your energetic projection or something like that. Your energetic vibrancy, frequency is going to become larger in this situation. So regardless, your card, it says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. This is interesting. I almost want to say that you might have spent, in this situation that we were talking about, and we're going to get some more information here, you might have spent a fair amount of time in the receptive, wise, and loving mode, which might have had you be a little bit more overpowered, misdirected, and maybe a little bit unrealized for your future in this situation. Let's see a little bit more about what's going on here, because right off the bat, you all are insanely complex, and hopefully I'll be able to grasp at all of these little differences and details that you've got going on here. But let's check out your tarot to see a bit more. We have the Chariot. It's almost as if this is you and the energy that you're connected with and that you have to work through something with. And then it's almost as if you have a third energy that's coming to be involved in this to help direct this maybe in a cohesive direction. Does that make sense? Because on this Chariot, the 2 horses are connected. And then they're very much so still heading in opposite direction. And then we have the Sun card here, and it almost feels like a very powerful, brightly led authority energy. Now I'm feeling like that third energy definitely has the consistency of some kind of very, very positively enforced authority kind of vibe to it. I love it. It's another, well, it's not just a horse. It's like a draft horse unicorn. There's a lot of power here and there's a lot of brightness. It's like an energy that's very, very, it has a lot of like, you know, on your card, it says authority is powerful, directed, and realized. I feel like those three words describe maybe the fact that this looks like a draft horse, like a very large, very prominent horse, and then yet receptive, wise, and loving. That might be that the fact that it's on the sun card and that it's a unicorn. It's almost as if this third energy becoming involved in your situation to help guide it through together, collaboratively maybe, is carrying the tone of all that is involved a whole lot more. And then we have the Five of Cups. And we also have the Lovers card. I'm hearing the words making decisions through our emotional awareness and our emotional reality, maybe a whole lot more. I don't know. It feels like there's also something to do with, I don't know. What's your last card? The Emperor. There we go. There's something about having that be a little bit more real or realized or legitimate, or I don't know if this is a real word, legitimatized. That's probably not a real word. Okay, let's see a bit more about this. You guys are so complicated. Not complicated, but complex. There's a lot going on here, and it's hard for me as a reader to get at all of the finer details. So I feel like a lot of finer details are going to start to be included in your situation, and maybe that's why we have the Five of Cups and the Lovers card. There is in the Lovers card the reaching out. There is in the Lovers card also the symbolism of the pearl and the oyster. Like, I don't know, like I'm hearing the words, we can take on the damages, we can put up with them if it leads to the sacrifices that will lead to a better order, a better outcome for all of us. But mostly I'm hearing the word for both of us. This is interesting. I'm getting some more cards. All of this is coming to you. Yeah, this Emperor, I feel like, yeah, it might be this third energy, this third character that's coming into your situation, but it's much more like the power at play in your situation that's coming to you is like an ultimate stabilizer kind of force field of energy to really just take in all that needs to matter in your situation, take it all into account, include it, you know, put up with the nitty-gritty details, and then set something solid from there. Okay, we have drifting, and then we also have unfamiliar territory. Maybe for quite a few of you, this has gone on for a long time. Somewhat in and out, somewhat confusing, somewhat energies of where you have had some sense of authority or power in your situation at certain times, and then at others, not so much. And then it's just left you in this kind of maybe situation of the unfamiliar territory, like fish out of water. At this point in your energetic field, you just don't know what to do, maybe. Let's see a bit more. We have bound, which is kind of really honing in on what might be going on. I feel like your situation has a lot of this kind of tone to it. Like over time, there has been a lot of decisions being made based on, I don't want to be controlled by the other. And so it feels like they're like two energies involved, like trying to control each other because they fear being controlled. Or maybe it feels a little bit, if I'm being honest and I'm more tuning into that and feeling into that, it feels much more like that's going on from one aspect or one side of the story. There's a lot more willingness to control the other party involved. And your last of this is gratitude. It just really feels like liberation from that kind of mindset, or let's call it a dynamic. Your guides are telling me to call it a force. Yeah, okay, let's see a little bit more about this. This is feeling heavy, but we're getting lighter, that's for sure. It just feels as if you're having the benefit of an authority energy coming into your situation to assist the entire thing to become lighter in time. And with truth as I'm hearing these words, with truth as a more accurate evaluator. Okay, your next two cards, here we go. This is what I'm feeling like. Small steps, big accomplishments. I feel like you have something coming toward you that is going to carry a whole lot of frequency of a whole lot of small steps. That will probably take a long period of time, but the end result is this Emperor energy and the big accomplishments. I do love how this card, it shows a sea turtle, and then standing on the earth, it shows what I mean, that looks like a tortoise, like a land turtle, you know? It just really feels as if we're gonna spend some time, and I'm putting this right by the two cards that depict water. And then the Five of Cups, we're gonna have to spend some time sifting our way through this, drifting and maybe feeling a little bit unfamiliar and disoriented, but we have to include all of the necessary details, which includes maybe some of those messy parts of our heart space, maybe some of the things that we're dealing with emotionally. Your second card is It's in You, and isn't this quite the authority vibe here? There's something expressive about who you are, what you've been through, what you've already gone through, what you're going through. That is, I have to say something along the lines of, it's going to see the light of day. And I think that that's going to become something that is information that is extremely important in your situation. Again, it's interesting because your reading is the vibration of it's going to take time. And I think that this is coming towards you to let you know. I'm getting one more. You guys feel like you need one more. To let you know that it starts very shortly. This is coming towards you. Let's say the beginning of this whole thing. Probably this third energy that might have always needed to have been involved, but there were situations probably outside of your control or something like that. Your next three cards, we have Success. That feels like quite a guarantee in your situation, but it definitely feels like a very specific kind of co-partnered, collaborative, inclusive, like ridiculously satisfying kind of energy of success. And then we also have within the next few months, that feels wonderful. I want to say within the next few months is when it kicks off, but more so, I feel as if it's going to take something like it kicks off very, very soon. I'm tuning into the very next thing that's coming to you. I'm not the best reader for estimating calendar time unless, you know, in a card it comes out or it's very, very obvious to me, or your guides commit to telling the truth about that. Otherwise, it has a lot more to do with me and as a reader and all the readings that I've done. It has a lot more to do with alignment and when a person comes into an alignment energetically with something happening rather than the calendar. And it's a lot easier not to give ourselves that calendar pressure. I find as a tarot reader for years and years, I find that people come into alignment a lot quicker when they don't be given a calendar time. There's something about psychological pressure with that. But within the next few months is just a reiteration of give it time. It'll take time. This is a matter at hand that needs to be sifted through conscientiously and with great care, carefully, to take all matters into account and into hand and gently care for them. The last of these within the next few weeks. Okay, well, we've got some time energy here. Probably within the next few weeks, this authoritative, energetic boost, let's call it. At least with you, I almost want to say this third card that we had to get out is a little bit, your guides encouraged me to get it out. I didn't have to, like, I just wanted to for you guys. A little bit of everything that I just was drawn to say about alignment time. It's almost as if give yourselves a little bit more time to come into an alignment with your own personal authority. In that way that I channeled those strange kinds of words of the energetic frequency, vibration, elevation, whatever it was that I channeled, then I lost, then I channeled, and I'm losing again. Something about how that's going to occur. It happens through you, or you're gonna master it. You're gonna feel called to it. You're gonna start to generate it within the next few weeks, and that's gonna kick off this whole kind of situation that overall will probably take a few months to fully come to resolution. Your last card, number 11, a very powerful manifesting kind of energy. It says persistent drive. See what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. I feel like a whole lot of this, again, there's an element of that 3 energy kind of part of your reading here and what's coming to you. There's an element of what's coming to you that is your own personal authority, and how that gets arranged. I feel like this last card is just saying, leave a whole lot of, the details of the rest of it up to, let's call it the universe. Let's call it the mysteries of synchronicity. But as far as you, just keep your focus on that persistent sense of the drive toward what you have determined is your purpose in your situation, what you know that your authority needs to grow in, this one particular area of your life. And then it's just like, keep driving yourself toward that with whatever sense of acknowledgement, accomplishment, authority that you have right now. And it will take you to the people, the places, the situations, the outcomes that will help co-create this and arrange it with you, for you, through you, Again, that one of those third parts is that it's you and an energy outside of you that has to go through this. So keep going through it to the best of your ability. With what this last card is saying, your intuition and your instincts to guide you for this optimal outcome. Consider that optimal outcome one of your purposes, and then a whole lot is going to come to you to assist in this, to create this kind of collaborative end zone that you want to be in. I really feel like you and the other want to be in, the other energy outside of you. But okay. Oh my gosh, did we do it? Your guides are finished. I feel like this was one of the most jam-packed 15-minute readings I have literally ever given. Wow. You can let us know if we got there in the comments, but otherwise your guys and I are finished. And if you liked it, like and subscribe. Links in the description. If you want a book, I made a tarot book. You can check it out. That's an ebook. And if you want some tarot friends and tarot time, I run a group. You can sign up in the link in the description for that. Otherwise, sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free and we are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans. In group 2, you all were drawn to this change card. So these are your messages about what is coming toward you. I do automatically sense a little bit of nervousness surrounding the potential for a positive outcome. That's in the energy field of this reading about what is coming towards you. I'm going to look at what this card says. It says, the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. I have to say that what I'm feeling is some energetic charge up of a nervousness about the birth of the new. And I may be sensing your nervousness, but I don't feel like that's entirely accurate. I feel like what is coming towards you is something that is involved with the new, the birth of the new, maybe the actual process of change that is going on in your life. There's something about how what is coming towards you wants to be there in the new. I don't know, I'm hearing the words like they want to justify you going through some kind of a change in your life and being a part of you coming out on the other side of this change in an incredibly positive way. I'm going to get to the tarot to see a bit more. But yeah, it does strongly feel like the energy of a person coming towards you. I want to get a little bit more specific. I just looked at the bottom of the deck, which I didn't do for group 1, but it's the Apprentice of Swords. And I feel like maybe a whole lot of communication or conversation or kind of going back and forth, going between has already occurred in your situation. I feel like testing the waters, testing you out, seeing where you want to head in the future, and like gauging your reaction to certain kinds of questions. This whole entire thing so far feels like an interview process, but it's odd because it feels like you're the one who's being interviewed and the company who would want to hire you feels nervous that you will say no. That shouldn't feel odd. That feels wonderful. But okay, let's see a little bit more about this. We have the Hierophant, and there's like this, it's just a strong vibration of gauging your reaction to the outcome that others would consider better for you. And then we also have the Five of Swords. I'm just hearing the words like you committing to a pattern of belonging. And it's just seeing whether or not you want to. And then we also have strength. And this is what I feel like is coming towards you, is a little bit of confusion over. Okay, hold on. I might need to see if I can explain what I'm sensing with this Five of Swords and the strength. There's an energy that's coming towards you. They want to know if you want to commit to some kind of, the feeling of belonging, and I almost want to say a future with them, the change occurring in your life to be a part of that new thing that feels great. The Five of Swords feels like in their energetic field, you need to know that they might have a pattern of some kind of a fear of rejection, a fear of failure, a fear of abandonment, a fear of, much more personally, you not taking part in them or what they're trying to do. Isn't that all of us? That's like our inner child wound. That's what we're all healing from. But it really feels as if, like, if we go a little bit deeper in your situation, especially in this energy that I'm feeling and then their nervousness, we get to this strength vibe where, like, it's almost like they have like protection mode on. This energy outside of you, it has protection mode on, and like the protection mode is maybe what they're used to behaving through or behaving from. But there's something about the outcome that they're predicting with you that carries this strength energy, which is like I don't want to have to be protective. I want to get down to a core where, like, we actually see that we're choosing our way into each other and this growth together, our future that is involved with each other. We have the Champion of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. So I want to say expect some very involved communication at the next level, at a higher level. So for those of you who this is tracking for, like a company really wanting to hire you, good job, by the way, group 2. That's fucking awesome. But otherwise, whatever it is. But with the company, it would be like the next phase or the next higher level of commitment to new interviews, maybe flying you out to, do a tour of the facility, whatever that might be. But expect the higher level of communication with this Champion of Swords being a peacock, and almost like a transparent peacock. You can see the skull. I think that they're going to be effectively showing off, but in a very honest way. Like trying to, present the best, but at the same exact time be true about it. If that makes sense. And then your last of the tarot cards, we have the High Priestess. What they want is to feel you out and sense your approach to them so that they know whether or not you're willing to go further. Let's see a little bit more about this, because I feel like there's a vibe. I mean, the fact that we've got the Hierophant, Strength, and the High Priestess, we've got a lot of major arcana going on here. I feel the nervousness. I feel the willingness and the wanting you to choose into this growth change, to choose into the outcome that occurs with them and to focus on that. While at the same time, there's a complete unwillingness in, let's call it, their energetic field, like the field of who or whatever is coming towards you, to do that without your open realization of all that is involved. They want to give you all the details. They want you to totally, not feel pressured or pushed. It's literally like they want to know that you choose into belonging with them or coming to them or being a part of whatever it is that they're wanting you to step into, this change, the birth of the new. They want to know that it's actually you, that they're not, like, you don't feel coerced or, you're not choosing the lesser of two evils between them and something else. Like, they really want to know that this is your actual real consent. Like, with this High Priestess, you really actually want what it is that they are proposing to do. With you or through you. We've got, oh, come on. As we're saying all of that kind of stuff, we have Strength coming out in this Oracle deck. So we've got a doubling down of that Strength energy. They don't want to cajole. They don't want to coerce. They're nervous. They have their protective habits on, while at the same exact time, they want to sift through that and burst through it and just get to the nuts and bolts and the this sounds like meat and bones of the situation. Is just be like, let's deal with that and let's be honest with each other. Yes, this is a good opportunity and I'm going to present the best face forward, but I'm also going to need to make sure that you feel the same way. we have perseverance, and I feel like there's an energy of don't give up. Like, I almost want to say that this is coming from them. Like, they want to gift you with the challenge of don't give up on them. Like, continue to work on things. Hold on, let's see a bit more. We've got the worker. Continue to work on things, but the worker is a honeybee, and there's the hive, and it's like putting these two cards together. What's this one? Knight. Okay, yep. Putting all three of these last of these oracle cards together, it just really feels as if they want to convey to you the hope for the future that they see. And they want to see if you have a sense of belonging to that vision as well, because it feels like cooperative, partnered, collaborative effort to carry through what might be the darkness of where the future you were drawn to the change card. The future that they hold in their mind's eye, this vision through you, with you, supporting you, and you supporting whatever it is that they're doing or whatever. It's not fully realized yet. There will have to be companioned work. I'm hearing the word compartmentalized chores to be able to fulfill this. I just heard fulfill your vows of commitment and partnership through whatever it is that will become the change that both of you or all of you choose to take on. Does this make sense? It's basically like they're coming to you with a projection into the future, but your present moment doesn't really hold key elements of that projection into the future. It's almost as if that projection into the future is only attainable or achievable through your commitment to the power of the process of change and the progress that can happen, that can result through this companionable, connected action. Does that make sense? I feel like I need to repeat it in different words. It just really feels like this Knight card is, can you see the vision of a future? And then the worker is like, will you want to work with me on this? And the perseverance is, yes, I see that it is not there now. These key components of like what we will need are not here now. So we will need to work on this over a longer period of time. But do you want to do this kind of a thing? It's giving me the vibes of this podcast that I used to listen to. It's a couple, and they've been very successful in business, but they were telling their story about when they first met. They both worked at the same job, and the guy came to the woman, and he like basically on some of their first dates, he was saying like effectively this: I have a vision of what we can become. I have a vision of all these things that we can do together. And he also said, go into business together. Can you see it as well? That's the good example. You are what you think. And look at all of this bright light, just like in all these multicolors, just expanding from this card. And then we also have sacred boundaries. This is the idea. What is coming towards you is somebody is thinking. They're thinking like what we've been saying in these cards. They're definitely thinking about that. What they want to know with this tiger energy here, with their leadership showing up, they want to know basically you effectively, how do I say this? Like you having your own self leadership to say the truth about whether or not you want to do this. Sorry, like tiger energy is very much this like more wilder, divine, masculine kind of power energy to me at this point. This very much like calling on a sacred sense of leadership. So they want to come to you with all of this vibrancy of these colors of a potential here, but they also want you to come back to them with the high priestess energy and this sacred boundaries kind of leadership of selfhood energy to tell them yes or no and be completely honest and accurate. Because I feel like it would just devastate them more to go forward with this when you're not truly on board, when you're not fully wanting it. I think with the Five of Swords, they're nervous about the rejection, they're nervous about your reaction, and so then that has them being a little bit protective and nervous themselves, all that kind of stuff. But what they really want at their core is the true and open and honest connection and commitment, and they want to make sure that that is actually what we're working with. Your next two cards, we have big, happy changes. That's what they see. That's what they see full time. And then, oh my God, sorry. Calm down, Erica. It's the changes card. And you were drawn to the change. Sorry, you were drawn to the change card, and it says big happy changes. And effectively, I can summarize your reading at this point to say what is coming towards you is the sentiment of, can you see the possibility of these big happy changes through you, for you, with us, with me? You know, can you see the matter at hand? Okay, well, this card is the romance card. I'm getting one more card for you before I send you guys on your way, but this does very much so track for, I did mention like the married couple in the podcast. This does track for a very intentional, well-held, strong attachment style of a romance and taking it to that next level. But at the exact same time, I still feel like translating this to something that is much more business transactional, or much more like, I'm hearing the word business certified. Yeah, so it's just like kind of a true energy of romance where it's taking so many things into account, like romance of the perfect partnership of employee and employer, whatever it might be. That's what we got going on here in this change. And your very last card is take note, and it's the number 22, which, because the High Priestess is the number 2 in Major Arcana, I associate the number 22 with this kind of very, I'm hearing very vacant, ultimate superpower that resides in the feminine, that exists to be able to perceive all and then to be able to grant the commitment of a true connection with consent. Consent is like one of the greatest superpowers we all have, and we need our full perception to be able to realize whether or not our solid yes is a solid yes in a moment, or a solid no in a moment, or we need more information. So we need to push back and take up more time so that we can ask for more information, so that we can perceive a little bit more, you know? What this energy outside of you wants is definitely your consent. And so then we've got that 22, that superpower of that divine feminine commitment to perception, connection, contact being made, and then consent being discerned. Okay, it says your answers are being given to you. I feel like this person with that Champion of Swords is going to come to you with a whole lot of information at a higher level. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. That last sentence feels like it's strongly connected to you all, group 2. To take that in and to really listen to it. This might take a bit of time. I just said all that stuff about the High Priestess, and it's just like, cancel out the distractions of the world and commit to, I'm hearing this, it might sound weird, but commit to the void for a moment in time. Connect with what you know you need to do to be able to discern your sense of right and wrong, your sense of purpose and direction, because you're going to have a whole lot of very, I heard the word chartered or catered to, commitment kind of information, like a whole lot of charged up information coming to you as the option to choose into. This card is saying quiet everything, take a moment with that information, and leave the rest aside and just hear you, listen to you. Again, you're receiving this energy in this reading. It's like what's coming towards you wants to know you. So make sure you do your part in this, because they're going to do a whole lot to, you know, a whole lot to make sure you know them, okay? Yeah, okay, your guides are finished. That's the last thing. It's like the last sentence that we needed to get out for you guys. How do you feel? Yeah, this feels like a lot of powerful pressure, but in a really nice way. So hopefully this reading has helped you. If it has, you can let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I have links in the description of this video. If you want a tarot book, I made one. It's an ebook. You can grab that and that link. And then also, if you want to hang out with tarot friends and have some tarot time, I host a group. You can join up in the link also that's in the description below. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free and we are also all connected, always at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans. In group 3, you all were drawn to the Earth card. So these are your messages about what is coming towards you. I am immediately feeling such a gratifying sense of soothed calm. It's unreal. So I have to say that what is coming towards you is a moment, like an experience of this kind of calm. And I'm also channeling that it has a lot to do with being in a zone of connection with others or with another person, anything, any part of life where you feel like this, like I feel right now. And I'm going to try to get better words to explain it. But your card, it says, the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. I have to say that what is coming towards you is an experience where it's just kind of like clear away the clutter, unplug, like go out into the wilderness and maybe do some camping, like a little bit of like off-grid kind of energy, or just genuinely the vibration of like, I'm just hearing like going into the cave with someone. It's this one, hold on. Like just pursuing, being in a moment where you guys have 6 cards. Okay, hopefully it'll fit on the screen, but just having a moment where that's all that matters. Just for a moment in time, the energy, the true evolved frequency of connection, and how good that feels. How good it feels just in a moment to be like, I don't know, I'm hearing the words like safe in all of the green. Okay, let's see a little bit more about this. This is coming towards you. We have the Magician, so there's a lot of energy involved in manifesting this. And the fact that it feels so prominent that there are the 4 suits and the 4 energies, I feel like there are multiple people involved in this. It's not just like maybe you and another person, but that might not be the case. It might be you and another person, but you guys carry with you when you enter into this zone. It feels so calm and so nice and so just soothed, and like not a whole lot matters but beyond the connection. I think that if it's you and another person, you guys are bringing into that, you know, those who you are intimately connected with otherwise. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, you might be going on a trip with your friends for the weekend, and so then this trip is what we're talking about here. But each of you and your friends have, you know, your romantic partner, you have your your coworkers, you have maybe your kids or your family members. You like that. There's the energy of others will be involved in this, and that might be what you all discuss or feel into. But it's really this kind of primary connection energy. And then we have Temperance. There's a lot that's going to occur in this exchange. I don't know. There's the energy of growing in this connection, that's for sure. But it's like, hold on. I have to get the other cards to see a bit more about that. We have Champion of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's gonna be a squish. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. There's something about through the communication that you hold in this, you know, connection space that's coming towards you, just like a whole lot can occur after it as a result of it. There's something about how this connection is the most important thing. Once you get that, once you be able to experience that, then like in this green space, I'm just going to call it a green space at this point because your card is all green and I'm looking out into my backyard, which is like full of green right now. Because I'm in front of a window. And then there's all this green around this 3 of Pentacles. There's something like while you're in the green space, there's gonna be like a shit ton of really quality communication and opening up with each other, evaluating our lives together, and then seeing what we can do about that and learn from and work on together from there. We also have the 5 of Swords, and then we have the Empress. There's something about taking on each other's challenges through partnership, through the connection, through evolving the world around you as a result of this connection. I just channeled those words. Really, it feels as if the Empress energy and the little otter and stuff like that, and I don't know, it just feels as if it's like this connection is encouraging this kind of caring energy, this nurturing kind of energy. And then the 5 of Swords feels like the challenges that you and the others involved might be chasing or pursuing. That's interesting. It feels like something that's like outside in the world that will be outside of your connection. The connection space, the green space is what's coming towards you. And then all this stuff is going to occur in the green space that's just set on evolving like the situations in the world outside of the green space that you all are involved in. And maybe that's why I was channeling the stuff with the Magician card, where you all might be in a situation with like one other person or like a few other people, but because we're all so interconnected, they're bringing in like their other connections into this space as well. And there's like a whole lot of committed partnership energy of communication, evolution. What can we do together? How can we transform? You know, what kind of support do you need? How can I give that? Or, you know, just the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles, learning how to grow into this. It's like you guys are going to exit this green space with a whole lot of more commitment into the future where we do this together. Like very, very much so. We grow through our challenges in a far more nurturing, connected, abundant way. Here we go. We have wildness, and I really, really strongly, I mean, you were drawn to the Earth card, and I really feel as if like a whole lot of this energy will either involve you and the other, or others being much more involved with your wilder part of yourselves, far less mental, far less technological, but much more, you know, earthen and in your physical bodies, and far more functional according to like impulses, like being like a lot more like that. Or again, for quite a fair few of you, this is heading out into nature. We also have the Voice, which is very, like, this is so Champion of Swords. This is so that expression that will occur during this whole exchange, during this whole green space moment of time, is we need to talk about certain things. This Voice card, I am going to do it because it feels like it's something very, very important. In this little pamphlet that came with this little oracle deck, the Voice card is actually kind of has a really important tone to it. It's like, be aware of the words you use, the things you say, they have power, as if to walk into the world ready to yield good or cause pain. Your voice matters, so use it wisely. It's not just like a tone of, like the intention of the author wasn't just a tone of like, you know, speak up. You know, a lot of communication will happen. You know, it's like, use your voice wisely. This is Champion of Swords. It's very much like express yourself clearly and with intentionality, because I feel like in this green space, a whole lot can come of it if you choose to use your words like this Voice is saying, and know that listening is a huge important part of this as well, because the other or the others involved in your green space moment will be doing likewise. It's very important to hear each other out, and it's very important to express very, very clearly. We have Goodness. There we go. There's such a reflection of as within, as without, very much a mirroring of energy. And it's almost as if in order to get to this like future that I see depicted in this Empress energy about like, let's take on our challenges together, and let's do it in a loving and nurturing and connected, supported kind of a way. It's like you guys have to be in the green space, and there's this green on this card right here. You guys have to be in the green space in order to get to the roots of the matter, and in order to reflect to each other this goodness and sincerity of intention and values. And then we have Held, more little greens. This card, I love it. This card always makes me feel like being held. Like a very strong mothering energy, especially like when I'm scared. And this card comes out, it's very much like not just telling me I'm safe, very much giving me that feeling of being held by the mother kind of a thing. That's the idea, is you need this protective, belonging, soothing, calming. Okay, sorry, I just had to listen to how many of these cards I needed to get for you guys. You need that kind of soothing, protected, belonging space to feel held, so that we can grasp at the goodness, and we can also be a lot more in our wild or wilderness kind of selves. Again, this earth is like the frequency of the great connection kind of thing, and so that we can use our voices very safely. Just really feel green. Green is important color, so use green as like a synchronous thing as well. Like, if you're wondering whether or not to, if you're already knowing what this is and you're wondering if you need a sign, if the color green pops up anywhere in your situation, just trust that. Okay, we have, there we go. Self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect, and it's the number 11, super powerful number that I reflected on in the last group. there's something about how you need to get to this place for all involved. And one of the best ways to do that is to get into the green space. And I do like that this little piglet is sitting on this stack of what I'm determining are coins. And we do have the 3 of Pentacles with the coins depicted, and then the Empress. I feel like there might be some kind of an evaluation of combining values with each other or for each other. Like we're moving forward with some kind of a combined sense of what we're doing in our physical world, in our material world. Isn't that like the frequency of Earth on your card? The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane. Yes, and then it says, by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. Something about how you need to reveal more of your nature by being in nature. And then there's something about creating a more beautiful life on the physical plane by combining material aspects like money, like living situation, like time, like energy, like housing. I already said living situation. Then we have victory. This is nice because at the tail end of what is coming towards you is this vibe of, can you see it? Can you see into the future how we're going to be together on this and how we're going to overcome our individual issues, you know, kind of a thing like what we were saying. And it it feels like the fact that this is a falcon and it's crowned. It feels like the kind of 6 of Wands vibe of this is a way to do it in an earned kind of a way. Whereas 5 of Swords, I do think it's interesting that this card has come out, or like I managed to place it very synchronously above the 5 of Swords. Because the 5 of Swords means that it's like a hollow shell of dominance. You know, there is a sense of like, I win, but it just feels hollow. Not everything was like played well, or it doesn't feel like it's fair. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of merit or sincerity involved in it. I do think it's interesting that this card shows the snake eating its own tail. It's just like the conqueror will always need the conquered to exist. I don't know. You guys are transcending that very much so and looking into the future with those kinds of values. We have no need to worry. And that's the objective here is after the green space, you all together really want to be able to establish that like we're continuing our connection. We've worked on some stuff so that we can relieve ourselves and each other of a whole lot of our personal worries. And then we have let go. There's definitely, hold on. I need this card to really determine what that let go card is wanting to say, because it feels like there's a personal outcome that you're pursuing right now that you will achieve through the gratitude of this space. And what is involved that will occur when you and the other are in, let's call it the green space, that you'll be able to just kind of let go of the outcome of in certain kinds of ways. But let's see what your last card is. It's connect to source. Come on. We already have this like connect to the frequency of our Great Mother. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Just that sentence right there. This is why the green space. It's going within yourself, going within, you know, clearing away distractions. It's going within with others or another person. And it says, create the shift required to attract what you want. Now I'm understanding a little bit more of this let go thing. I think I'm at the end of your reading, you all, but I think I would have to pull a whole lot more cards to be more specific about what this is. But this let go card is talking about something that is specific to you and maybe some of those other people that you're connected with outside of who will be in the green space with you. It's something that you're dealing with. It's something that's probably, with the 5 of Swords, probably deeply traumatizing. And there's something about what will come about as a result of this happening in the green space that will help you determine how to release certain parts of, I'm hearing this cruel, I just heard cruel doctrine, cruel dogma, cruel situation. Let's just, I can't summarize it. Cruel dynamic, just the word cruel just really wants to sit there and what you're dealing with. you're going to be able to create the shift required. It's going to be a process of like some kind of realization of what you can let go of in order to do the very thing that this card says in the second part of the second sentence, to attract what you want. There's something about a shift from the volatility of the Five of Swords, where it's like, I must continue to pressure and not, I must push and it's either like kill or be killed kind of thing, like Thunderdome. Like, there's something about, you'll probably have some sense of I can't believe I'm saying this, what will become your new normal, to where you can release that charge of that kind of a dynamic and see where you can. And then it'll start to provide this attraction for what you do want. But that's all we need to say about this in this reading. Because again, I would have to make this reading so much longer to go more into detail, because I feel as if it's just like necessary for you to realize that this green space is going to help you with some really big issue that you have. But the green space, we've already said enough about the green space. Oh my God, I think you just need to know that this green space is coming towards you so that you can work on this issue in a whole kind of entirely new kind of a way. It's going to shift your perspective. And so then it's like, please do say yes to the green space. Please do invite others into the green space if you are making it and co-creating it. Go there and see what is to come, and expect this temperance energy. Expect this kind of a monumental shift in how you are doing what you are doing with whatever that, the cruelty thing is. Okay, that's what we're gonna say here. We're just putting that little nugget right there at the end of your reading. But okay, your guides are through group 3. How do you feel? If you like this reading, if it has helped you, of course, do the thumbs up and subscribe. You can let us know in the comments. Check out the links in the description below. I have a link to a book that I created. It's a tarot book, Little Book of Tarot Spreads. It's an ebook. If you want that, you can get it in the link. And then if you want some tarot friends and tarot time, I host a group once a month. So if you want to sign up for that, head to that link to find out a bit more. Otherwise, we're sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free. We are also all connected, always at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans in group 4. You all were drawn to this miracle card. So these are your messages about what is coming to you soon, very shortly. Your card, it says the frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. I'm immediately I feel like this is a complex thing to say, but it's probably really simple. I feel like what you're about to experience, what is coming towards you, is something that has a lot to do with your level of self-love, your abilities of mastery of what that is for you at this point in your life, being made manifest. And I'm hearing the words being held accountable to it, which sounds a little bit interesting. It feels as if you're going to have an experience come to you that is genuinely mirroring a manifested reflection of the order that your self-worthiness, your self-value, your self-love is imposing on the planet right now as source energy, a part of source energy. And there's something about how there might be a little bit of a challenge involved in it, but follow through. By all means, please follow through, because I'm pretty sure you're going to feel great at the other side of it. A challenge of remaining accountable to your self-worthiness and to your self-love. Okay, hopefully I got that through clearly, but let's see a little bit more about this with your tarot. And then this one. Okay, and then one, well, there we go. Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck? We've got the Apprentice of Wands. That's nice. This is the Page, or the Princess of Wands. So it's showing me that you guys have exposed or expressed, let's call it, the current of the frequency of your sense of self-worth and your higher, newer levels of evaluation of, your value, your love for who you are, your love for your physical body. Your miracle card, it's the number 33, and I know that this has a lot to do with something being physically made manifest that will bring about further transparency, further clarity, further prominence, further truth and abundance and prosperity coming your way as a result of this coming to you. For some reason, I feel like it's a bit of a confounding miracle. Like literally, it's giving me the vibes of, I don't think that this is necessarily what this is. I'm only using this as an example. It's giving me the vibes of someone who you used to have like a very big crush on, coming around like years or months later, coming to you and like kind of expressing this energy of like, oh, I was such a fool to let you go. And you're just such a more different situation person now that you don't have that same energy toward them at all. And so then there's this new challenge of you, like this realization of, wow, like I was into them when I was giving myself a much lower sense of self-love or self-worth, kind of a thing. Okay, that's just an example. We're going to see more in your cards. We have Elder of Pentacles. That's the King of Pentacles. My God, I love this frog. Proud. I don't know. There's just like so much pride in your true form, in your personal power and presence on this planet right now. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay, it's come out for at least the last 3 groups. We're dealing with, okay, at this point in the collective, at least you all who I'm channeling for, you guys are dealing with some kind of a common thing here, a common issue that is very well represented by the Five of Swords. We're trying to break through some kind of a challenge of hollow victories and resonating with what that means for us, especially, I want to say, emotionally. Because the Five of Swords, I'm pretty sure, is Venus in Aquarius, and I'm very drawn to what that means when it comes to breaking free from manipulation. When it comes to just like valuing emotions as logic and therefore making them like a much more like, you know, we gotta spend some more time interpreting them. Does that make sense? It's like, you know, like we gotta feel how we feel about this because this is important information. And if we don't feel how we feel, we're starting to realize that we're being taken advantage of. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, I don't want to go too far into it. But yeah, just know you're a part of a collective. What the devil? This is interesting. And then we have the Six of Cups. It has a lot to do with who and what and where you are directly tied to, but with the Six of Cups following it up, it feels as if there's this energy or this bond of commitment or follow through in a connection that you don't really necessarily want to break. There's just something about how it needs to evolve and you're willing and ready to go there to expand it into the future. And then we have the Four of Cups. Woo, it just really feels as if this is an essential challenge to the order of how this goes into the future. Okay, this is very interesting. What is coming toward you is an opportunity just for you, I want to say almost to be evaluated, but that doesn't sound correct. Hold on. I gotta come up with better words. With this Elder of Pentacles leading the way, and it's number 77, which is a power number, and you're drawn to the 33, there's something about how the future looks brighter and different. And evolved already without you needing to lift a finger or do anything other than what you have already done and what has already occurred. And as a result of those energies, those commitments, those changes, those finer tunings of your sense of self, you know, your belief that anything is possible and you manifesting certain things in your material world as a result of it, you being more proud of your powerful presence as a spark of source energy on this planet right now, that is going to create this situation that is coming toward you where the other people who are involved in this connection or this commitment or something like that, they're going to be willing to, with this Four of Cups card, kind of lay down the load of the burdens of what they've been challenging you with or dealing with on their own. And I feel this evolution of your situation to come a whole lot more into this kind of restful Six of Cups kind of energy of there's a possibility of everyone involved in your situation treating each other better. Does that make sense? It just feels like this. Hold on, I'm getting your other cards and I had to listen to, oh my gosh, I have to get one more card. Yeah, your guides really wanted, one moment, it fell on the floor. Your guides really wanted extra of these cards to illustrate the concept. So let's just get to these cards. We have Good Fortune. as well as manifestation. Sorry, that's exactly what we're talking about that's coming towards you, is some kind of a manifestation of your deliberate input into this situation, but it's in the physical. It's a physical manifestation of your deliberate value of who you are right now, because you were intending to be like a powerful force of, you know, bounty and pride and stability. And then we have hope. Basically, I want to say what's coming to you is a response. It might come in the form of a retaliatory response at first, but that's merely the opening of a door to where certain prospects can be evaluated and worked our way into. Does that make sense? There's something about how good fortune is coming your way. You're manifesting something that is very reflective of how good you feel in your own skin and how well you want to do in this lifetime, kind of a thing. You've had hope for the future, and also this hope card is very much so illustrating this idea of what might be coming towards you is somebody reacting in your situation in somewhat of a retaliatory kind of a way, like how dare you or how could you kind of a thing, maybe, or they're just going to be confronted by your good fortune or your success in a kind of way that stimulates them to cause them into some kind of a contact form of an action with you. What that is, what you need to see in your situation is that this is the charge up of the miracle. This is why you were drawn to a card that's called a miracle, is because I think you might be very used to, with the Five of Swords here and the Devil, you might be very used to this kind of energy from the other coming toward you. You might be very used to this kind of, you know, I'm hearing cantankerous volume. Like, I don't want to deal with this. What is this kind of energy? This time around, it's different. And this time around, remember, I forget the words that I was channeling, but it's something like how this might be a manifestation that comes in the form of a challenge. So there's the energy in your cards that do show up for this. Like there's no need to really, I don't think there's a whole lot of need to defend yourself or at all back down. There's something about the imprisonment that the other are keeping themselves to or holding themselves to. That is the thing to approach, you know, reaching our way into and realizing a whole lot more about. Let's see what these other cards are. Grounded, there you go. Like stay very firmly grounded. That's very, very, even looks like a human kind of, it resembles, the human right here resembles the pose of a frog, doesn't it? That's a healthy, I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube that was, that saying it's a very healthy thing for us humans to go in that kind of full squat position. I've been working on it. None of my body as an adult wants to do that position, so I've been working on it. But it feels like there's something about, you know, stay firmly grounded. That's kind of all you need to do. The divine, number 33. That makes me think of 3, the Empress, the divine feminine. And this genuinely feels like the evolution of divine feminine charge up of energy in your situation. And it really feels as if there's something about the locking up or the logging up with this 4 of Cups of emotional sincerity. And like, what did I say about the 5 of Swords? I was going a little bit into what I think the collective might be doing with that whole Venus and Aquarius and not being emotionally manipulated. One of the ways that we, you know, try to do that is then we lock away our emotions and we lock up our heart. So then we don't get emotionally involved at all. And we have all sorts of attachment patterns that are avoidant or codependent or narcissistic or any of those kinds of things. But what's going on here is the ocean's flowing, the ocean's opening up. And I feel like the miracle is going to evolve into the 6 of Cups. Like we are actually capable of achieving some form of peace with each other, some form of familiarity and calm. And then we have inspiration that feels, I don't know, it doesn't even look like your card, but for some reason I'm like, that's your card. The miracle is the inspiring future that your energy will take hold of and account for as a result of you just having done you continuing to do you being you. This miracle is an opening up. And I don't think you're gonna have to do a whole lot for it to occur. I think it's just one of those kinds of things that if you don't take the bait, which I'm pretty sure you are very good at doing in this situation at this point, I feel like this Devil card kind of confirms that to me for some reason. if you just don't take the bait and you kind of pause and you wait and you reflect and do that instead of do the whole reactive, you reflect instead of do the whole instantly reactive kind of a thing, then I feel like the other in your situation will have this inspiring kind of development in their pattern where it takes this whole situation into this different zone, different territory than what you've known before. We have quantum jump. Come on. And then this is the symbol for alchemy. And then we also have a strange depiction of the yin and yang where it's not very curvy. It's very straight. It's very like straight line. It feels as if that is what is going to occur in your situation. You were drawn to the miracle card, and it feels like with very little effort than what you have already projected and put in. You stay grounded, you stay Elder of Pentacles, you frog leg it, you know, you do that frog jump. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm geeking out of the symbolism here because I said the squats, and that puts our like our human legs in that kind of a position. And here's like the cricket in that exact kind of position. It really feels like your situation, what's coming towards you is just this massive amount of evolution that will feel like you're on a totally different timeline as a result of it. And I think it's going to happen very quickly. And it feels a little bit mysterious. Like in your reading, I'm not exactly telling you what's going to occur with the other person. I am telling you, like, they're going to do this kind of stuff. You stay grounded, and then they'll see a future that's different and things will get calmer. But I'm not telling you how they're going to do that or what's going to go on inside of their world or anything like that. It's just be along for the ride and enjoy it. Sorry, this is the little card with the little piggy, who's again in a kind of a squat position, although you don't see the hind legs. It's almost as if it exists in the coins. Self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. Yes. Do you want me to repeat myself? We were already covering that you've already done quite a lot in that area, and that's kind of all you really needed to do. Again, the frequency, your card, I'm reading it again. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source. It's one of those things that I think that you have taken on and really evaluated, as in like true sense of how incredible that is. Like, I don't know, just the awe of it, or in a very like less spiritual kind of a way, you're like, I deserve to be here, and I deserve to have wealth and status and power and prominence and healthiness, all that kind of stuff. You're right there, Elder of Pentacles. Okay, your next two cards, we have a year from now. That's interesting. And then we also have trust. Okay. This is coming towards you, and it might take some time to evolve, but there's something in the energetic field where you don't have to do a whole lot far removed from what you are already doing with the Elder of Pentacles thing. And your freedom of self. Oh my gosh, another power number, 11. You guys are blowing me away. You have 11, 33, and 77. If you guys are into numbers, you might want to, give those a Google, or, allow your own personal interpretations of what those mean for you. But the evolution will occur over probably a lengthy period of time, but will project into the future almost immediately. Probably for your personal situation. That's weird. I just channeled those words. There's something about like trust that, this change is occurring. This miracle is occurring. And for you, I feel like the vibration of it will happen quickly. Hold on. There's more specifics that we're getting to as I'm channeling more into these cards. What it feels like is there's going to be a bountiful improvement in the charge of this connection or this relationship or this situation almost immediately. What will need to evolve into the future, something that I don't think that you will have anything to do with, or you won't really need to have a handle on or need to control almost at all, lest we fear the manipulative kinds of aspects of our personalities coming up again. But a year from now feels like what will occur in the evolution of the other that you're involved in. It feels like the situation will improve almost immediately. And through the sincerity continuing will be a personal evolution in the other, It's like this agreement to get along happens very quickly. But the reasons internally for why we would want to get along happens over time with who you are connected to. And that's not anything that you truly have to evolve yourself in. Your last card, gliding through currents. That's the whole thing. You just continue doing you. You just accept this miracle and not, fully, get roped into what that challenge of it might be. Okay? With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Remember that part of your reading where we were saying that something great is probably happening for you. It's going to trigger a response, and, don't take the bait, because that trigger is something like a door. If you don't take the bait, the door opens, and then we have better opportunities and options to agree our way into. And then over time, the other in your situation will evolve in their own way without you needing to do anything. Okay, going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. I know that you have already done that. So then here we are, we're in line with a miracle coming towards you to help everything take flight even more. Those who you are connected to, who you want to continue these patterns of connection through, but you don't want it to go in this voice of opposition any longer. We've got the beginning. We've got the beginning. We've got this pursuit of understanding occurring, and here you go. Okay. I feel like I could go on and describe the process in so many more words, but that's it. Your guides are like, they can handle it. They got it. So I'm leaving you here. If this reading has helped you guys, you can let us know in the comments. But of course, it's YouTube, so like and subscribe. Check out the links below. I have a link to an ebook that I created. It's a tarot book. It's a little book of tarot spreads. If you want it, head to that link. And then also, if you want some tarot friends and tarot time, I host a group once a month. You can head to the link to find out more and to sign up. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember that we are all free, and we are also all connected, always, at the exact same time. I love you. Hello again. I am showing you guys the decks that I used in this reading, and I'm putting them on the table here in the order that I brought them out for us in. Like in each reading, this is how I use the decks. And then I finished every reading off with a card from this deck. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.